Welcome to all the people which don't know what the fuck they're watching. Today I will explain a lot of bullshit. No, not a lot of bullshit, a lot of shit. What do I mean? Right now I'm starting to get all my truck licenses because there are a bunch of them. But I'm over here in France, which some of you might live at on the east side of the Berlin Wall, the communist side. So I mean like Poland or all this kind of shit, or maybe on the left side of the wall. So like maybe like the United States. No, the United bullshit of America, or fuck knows, or from the country of moose and maple syrup like Canada. Who the fuck knows where do you come from? But I will explain to you my journey to get my truck licenses because it is some real bullshit. First of all, as a good European, allow me to smoke a cigarette even though it is 41 degrees outside. And for you American people, it is like 105 Fahrenheit. For you fuckers. So anyway, so what are the few different licenses to get to be able to be a fat parking lizard lover? So I mean those kind of people driving prick. What does it take? So there are different types of trucks which we have over here in Europe. I don't know for you how it is in America or fuck knows where you live. But let me explain to you this. We have the C license, which allows you to drive this kind of truck, which I think you cannot drive with a total weight of over 21 tons. I mean kilogram, not pounds. So like it will be 42,000 pounds and everything is attached. So this is the C1. Then you have C1E, if I'm not mistaken, which allows you to drive this truck with a trailer. And then you have a semi-truck, which you need a CE license. And all of that, you need to get those are 3 different licenses which you have to pass 3 different times. Let's start with the beginning, like this, okay. So let's start with the C license. The license in itself, it costs like, from what I have heard, from what my driving school has told me, it is like 2,000 bucks. But you need something which is the FIMO. It's called at least in French. So formation initiale. Fuck knows what does it mean. It means this, and it is just like all of the paperwork and all of that shit, all of the legal stuff you need to know in order to be driving professionally a truck. And that shit costs 4,000 euros, which is a bunch of money, especially if you're starting like in life. I'm 21 years old and I live in Europe. I don't live in the United States of America where you can be a McDonald's boy, where you earn $5 billion an hour and you make a Jeff Bezos amount of money every week. No. For us over here, it's a lot of money for normal people. And the thing is, it costs 6,000 bucks. And if you want to pass your CE license to be able to drive semi-trucks, it's the same cost or maybe even more, because it is even more complicated to learn how to drive a semi-truck. Because you have to learn how to use the fucking trailer and how to park that shit. So that is between to get all those 2 licenses, even the third one, like I explained, to drive this. I won't be getting that one, but just to drive a semi-truck, you need to pass the first one, the C, then the CE, and that shit costs between 12 to 15,000 euros. Jesus fucking Christ. So, I cannot pay that shit. So how I'm getting them? Because nobody is going to get my license for free. At least this is what you think. I welcome you to the United Soviet Union of France. So, what you can do to get your license is either there's something called Pôle emploi in France. So what is that shit? So this is just like the state-owned work agency where they help you to get a job or maybe to help you pay for either some licenses or this kind of shit. And the thing is, right now, when I called them and I asked, hello, can I get my licenses? Will you pay for them? They said, no, we don't do that anymore. Everything changed. So I was like, I'm fucked. Because I could get both licenses, I think in like 16 weeks, something like that. At least this is what they told me. So I could get them quick and be able to drive trucks and to be earning a bunch of money fast. But that is not possible anymore. So I am fucked. And then in France, I don't know how it is in other countries in Europe, so I will be talking from my experience. In France, there is a system called alternance. How does that shit work? So basically, you are a slave for 1 year. You get fucked up in the ass pretty hard. And you're basically a slave, like with the triangle trade market or trade, like Christoph Columbus did in 1460 something, and you were a slave. That is basically the same shit. So how does that shit work? What do I mean by that? So the alternance system, it was in this way. You are basically 1 week at school, then the other one you are at work. And all of that for 1 fucking year. And the good thing is that they will pay for my licenses, so like 12 or 15,000 bucks. But me, as I'm working, instead of getting paid for that job some pretty good money, I'm getting paid right now. I have signed my contract. I'm getting paid 1,001 euros net. So fuck all. I'm getting paid shit. And you can do that for many things. You can do that to become an engineer. You can learn all of that. You can do that system to where you go 1 week at school. When you spend in 1 month, you spend 2 weeks at school, 2 weeks at work. So basically 50-50. You can become an electrical engineer, an electrical journeyman, go do some trades. You can do whatever. We can do any job doing that shit. And everyone's getting paid like a slave. But like, okay, why would they pay for your license and all of that? And why would you do some stupid work? No, my work is actually cool. Why would they pay for your school? Why? Because, first of all, you have an employee which is qualified to drive trucks. That is good. And you can teach him along the way. And most of the time, they stay at your company. That is good, because you have a good employee after that. And why would they pay you even anything? Because they have to, because you are still working. And why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just hire a truck driver with all the licenses to do that shit? Because, first of all, you are working and you're a pretty cheap fucking worker. Because a normal worker, let me explain to you also this. So what I am currently doing, because, there's way too many things to explain. Right now, it is the 23rd of June. So there is July and August. I'm only starting to get my licenses, to start learning how to drive and starting to pass my licenses in September. This is in like two and a half months. But why would they pick me up now? Because right now my current job, while I'm getting my licenses, is to drive a small truck, a small van, a 3.5 ton one, which means I'm able to drive because I have a driving license, normal driving license, a B license for cars. I can drive that shit, and I'm extremely cheap because let me explain to you how the Communist Society of France works. So, for example, my co-workers, they get paid like 2,000 euros a month to that job, just to work 35 hours a week where they just deliver packages. Something like FedEx or this kind of shit. But the thing is that the social taxes and all of that shit are so expensive to employ someone. Like, when you are getting paid 2,000 euros, the company needs to spend 4,000 euros in general. Because from the 4,000 euros, 2,000 goes to you and 2,000 goes to the state in taxes and all that shit. Basically, and that works no matter what you do. You can be working in McDonald's, even if you earn 1,000 bucks a month, you need still to spend 2,000 because you have 1,000 taxes, which is basically 2x. Because there are so much taxes here, which is all the way getting used to pay some stupid shit, like I don't know, to pay some stupid shit. Like, you know, governments, how they work. They spend all that money to go do some stupid shit, and even if you are getting paid 10,000 euros net a month, your company is still paying 20,000 euros a month. That is how it works. And by the way, even though you're getting taxed that much on the net you get, you still need to pay personal income taxes on that money, which is already taxed. That is wonderful. I love it. I love the Communistic Society of France. I love it. But anyway, so, but here with the alternance program, with that shit, they do not have to pay that shit. So basically, instead, I'm getting paid 1,001 euros a month, like 1,000 bucks to make it simple. They do not have to pay the extra 1,000 in taxes, because there are no taxes, because this is a special system where you are a slave, but at least the company doesn't have to pay taxes on you, so that is more than worth it. But in exchange, they absolutely have to pay for school or something like that, school or license or something like that. They have to pay. So that is pretty good. That is why. So right now I have my job for 2 months. Then after that, I will be going 1 week at school. I'll be spending 1 week at school, 1 week at work, and etc. etc. And yeah. So from what I do know, I need to get my C license. I have never driven big trucks before because I only drove cars, because I have no trucks at home. So basically, for 1 year I'm a slave, but after that I'll be getting some good money, because essentially being a truck driver in Europe, like in France, there are two types of truck drivers. There are the ones which they go drive their semi, they start at 7 and they end at like 5 p.m, 4 p.m, maybe even 3 p.m. They just drive during the day. They make like they they work 7 or 8 hours a day, they do not work on the weekends, and there you are getting pretty much fucked, because this is the normal hour. You are getting paid almost the same thing as everyone else, and the only thing you are getting is some food contributions which are paid by your company. It's like in my company, it's $17 a meal you're getting paid, which you do not have to spend on your meal. They're just adding it to your paycheck. If you do not spend it, you can just skip it, and that thing is pretty much not worth it to do that. If some people, if they want to do that, no problem, they can. But that is not my thing I want to do, because otherwise I could be doing something way better. But the part which is interesting when driving trucks in Europe, at least in France, is when you drive all the way all around the country, or when even you go drive internationally. Like for example, to other countries. So for me in France, I will be driving to Spain, Germany, Portugal, Poland, or even just staying in France. The good thing is that you go out for the week. So you start on the Monday morning and you come to your house at like in the evening on a Friday. And like, why would somebody do that? And also you have to do a lot of overtime, a bunch of overtime to get all of that stuff done. Like, why would you do that? Why would you go through that much pain? You are not at home for a whole week and all that shit. Why? Let me explain to you this. The normal hourly pay, I think, is 13 euro, like before taxes. Like after tax, maybe it is 11. So like if you're a normal truck driver, maybe you can make like 2,000 to 2,300 euros a month. So like basic shit pay. You can live on that, no problem. But this is like this is shit. You spend 1 year just to do that small amount of money. No. But the good thing is that when you go out for a whole week, the good thing is that first of all you have to do a lot of overtime, and overtime is getting paid way better. I think it is 25 or even 50% after a certain amount of time. Also, the fact you are sleeping in your truck and not at your house, they have to pay you some extra things, some extra money, because you are sleeping in your cab and not in your home. And also, they have to pay not 1 but 3 meals. At least this is what I understood. If I do a mistake, I am sorry guys, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure out how this works. But normally it is this way. We have to pay 3 meals. And now we can start to have some interesting money, which is like 2,500, 3,700, 4,000 euros a month net, which is pretty good. I know, but you are never here and you're working like 56 hours a week and you are never home, which is bad when you have a wife and kids. I'm 21, I have nothing to lose, so I don't give a shit. If I need to have some fun bedroom activity, I can just go see a lot lizard. That is good. For you in the US, ain't you getting paid like 8,000 or 9,000 bucks a month just to drive trucks? I think I'm gonna go to the US after 1 or 2 years after having my license, because there ain't no way I'm getting fucked that much. I wanna make some good real money. So there's maybe a world where I go to the US because I don't wanna get fucked that much. Not cool. Anyway, so that is how it works. And yeah, for us in France, like where I live, like 4,000 euros a month is good money. I'm getting paid more than a nurse, way more than a qualified nurse, which has like 20 years of experience, which is good. I wanna flex on people which have like normal jobs. I also have a normal job. Like what the fuck I'm saying, but I wanna flex. I wanna buy myself a BMW M2 M3 or something stupid, like waste all of my money, all of my youth energy on the stupid shit. I wanna do that shit. Anyway. So that is where I'm at now. If I have any more information or anything more interesting to share to you about this journey of getting my truck licenses, I will tell you what I know when the time comes, when there's an episode to be made. And also, I will make other videos. So if you want to watch them, go subscribe now and see you soon.